First, this can be answered at two levels. One, as I mentioned earlier in your program itself, the only religion whose worship places are legally appropriated by the state is actually that of Hinduism. This is because of a British era law which was brought out in British times, because apparently we idol worshippers were evil or something like that. So our worship places had to be stamped out or controlled. Regrettably, those state of affairs continued even post independence. The government legally cannot take over a Muslim mosque. The Indian government cannot take over a Muslim mosque, a Christian church, a Sikh Gurudwara, but it can very easily and legally take over a Hindu temple. Hindu temple earnings fund large proportions of many state government budgets. Many of your viewers may not be aware of this. Across many states, so Hindu pilgrims essentially fund government budgets. The government legally appropriates it, and they've been doing this for decades. This is not done on the worship places of Islam, Christianity or Sikhism in India. So actually over the last 75 years, the government has already appropriated billions of dollars worth of the money of Hindu devotees. They are only investing a small proportion of that back finally after so many years. So this is not a largesse of the government in any way, I would suggest. I would suggest this is only the government giving back a very small proportion, both the central and the state governments, giving back a very small proportion of what they've already appropriated over the last 75 years. That's the first point. Second point, we just saw the coronation in the UK as well. You would have read the coronation has not happened, but we saw the ascension of the new king. You would have seen one of the descriptions of the royal family there are defenders of the faith. Which faith? The Protestant faith. That does not make the UK any less secular. Anglican, the Anglican Protestant state. In India, we are not professing, and the state does not profess any state. So I would submit that this is actually a wrong accusation to throw. India is actually, in legal terms, among the most secular states in the world, actually, and in many ways deeply unfair against what are called pagan traditions or ancient idol worshipping traditions. And as I just mentioned, the small amount of investments that's taking place in temples is a very, very tiny repayment of money that has already been appropriated by many state governments and national governments over the last 75 years only from Hindu temples, not from the worship places of any other religions.